Who's gonna win? Jose Ramirez.
I got Josh Taylor. I
Why?
got Josh Taylor. I just think he's bigger, he's stronger, he's the more skilled fighter. Jose is, I think he's a good champion. You know, he had a few questionable, fights that it could have went the other way. A lot of people, with the Postal thing, with the, Zapata, those fights could have went either way. But I think Josh Taylor is a level above both of them. So if Josh Taylor can. If he can box and
he shouldn't go toe to toe. Like he shouldn't go as toe to toe as y'all did.
I don't think he should go toe to toe. I think he could though. Don't get me wrong. I think he could because I went toe to toe with him. He's strong on the inside, But I think that of course, why go toe to toe if you can, stick the jab in his face all night and turn him. If you could do that, then it should be, it should be able to have an easy night. So I don't know.
What do you think about Ramirez versus Taylor?
It's gonna be a technical fight, very technical fight. Josh Taylor's a very technical fighter, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I know that if Ramirez gets him on the inside, that's his game plan. That's his game, fighting on the inside. So I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. Because I was really impressed with Josh Taylor's performance against Prograis. That's when I was like, "Oh man, who is this guy?" But it should be a really good fight.
Taylor, it could be a tough fight for him if he gets on the inside. With the way these guys fight, do you think that's inevitable, that it's going to be a war and Taylor won't be able to keep it a boxing match? Or
I mean, it could be. It could be because he has the ability to outbox him probably the whole fight. But then again, you know how boxers are. Some of them, they don't want to make it a boring fight. At the end of the day, they do want to entertain. So who knows? Maybe he would want to brawl a little bit. So. I mean, it's just one of those fights where you want to see what happens. You don't really go for any other boxers. You're just like, I wonder what's gonna happen. Kind of like Tank and Barrios. That's another fight where you're just like, man, it could go this way, it could go that way, basically.
What are your thoughts on when Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez meet up? Who do you think wins?
It's gonna be freaking. I feel like that's the fight everybody's waiting for. Everybody's looking for that fight. Everybody wants it. And the moment it's announced, the moment that first bell rings, I feel like everybody's going to be all eyes on it. It's just going to be an electrifying kind of fight. But Ramirez, got my money on Ramirez.
Why Ramirez?
Just because I feel like Ramirez has a little bit more of a style. He has more punch to it. I seen the Taylor versus Regis. That's how you say his name?
Yeah. Or Regis Prograis is another way to say it. No, that's Errol Spence. But yeah.
Yeah, so I seen that fight and I wasn't too he didn't quite surprise me. He didn't he just didn't do anything to stand out, But again, Regis is, a world-class fighter. He is a world champ. So for me, seeing the fights with Ramirez that he's had, I feel like Ramirez has more something to stand out with, more pop, more everything. It just calls your attention. You just want to see Ramirez fight. Taylor, I don't see anything in him that I would say, Taylor will win this fight against Ramirez. Ramirez has so much to offer.
We have a pretty big fight coming up from your guys' quote unquote stable, as we say, the RGBA. Yeah.
Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor.
Okay, and
undisputed. Be a good fight, man. I've been seeing Jose. I have a lot of faith in him. He's very strong. He's very sharp right now. He's hungry. You see it in his eyes. You see it in his training. You see it, that confidence, that the hunger is there. So he's very motivated. We'll be there watching.
Do you believe it goes the distance?
I mean, it could. I'm not saying it's not or it will. I don't know. It could go the distance. It could also end, sooner. I think if Taylor decides to fight like he has at times, he actually stands and trades punches. He's willing to trade. If he decides to trade in a few instances, I think Jose can stop him. But if Taylor decides to just box, and then kind of, you know, move around the entire night, then most likely it'll go the distance, you know.
You going to maybe Ramirez Taylor live as well?
Yeah, for sure I'm gonna be there. Been supporting Jose since I was with Rick Merigan, so I'll be right there supporting live, most definitely.
You obviously, you know, he's from Northern Cali like yourself. How far back do you go with Jose, you know, if at all? Do you know him from back in the day?
I met him in the amateurs, but we weren't too tight like that. We just knew of each other, kind of. But more when I was pro. Probably around my pro debut, a little before my debut, Rick really introduced us and we really got familiar with each other.
How about you, Big G? You familiar with Jose Ramirez, you know, back when he was a kid and Lil G was a kid?
Yeah, I known him since he was a kid, you know, but we didn't really talk much, but I kept a close eye on him.
Do you think he wins that fight with Taylor?
I believe so. I think it's a tough fight for him, but I think Jose has the grit to pull it out. I think he's more, you know, more, how do you say, he has more grit in him. That's more
Jose got good accuracy. Yeah. Jose's had good accuracy, so I feel like he'll be landing a lot. I won't be surprised if Jose knocks him out in like an 11th round, just because Jose does have a good accuracy, good body punches. As is a lot of come forward fighters just throw. Jose's not really just throwing. He's picking his shots and he's seeing where he's throwing them at, and they land a lot. So he's smart with it. He's real technical with it.
He's got a real good left hook, doesn't he?
It's the combination punching. Jose throws combinations. You know what I'm saying? Taylor throws one shot here, one shot there, sometimes two. But Jose's going to put his shots together, and then when it comes down to it, I think that's going to make the biggest difference.
Because, you know, people mention, well, they think Taylor's more skilled, but if these guys are going to go toe-to-toe, that grit you're talking about.
Listen. The most skilled fighter doesn't always win, bro. It's the one who has the most balls, bro, the most grit, who's willing to go in there and dish it out and take it. You know, and that's Jose's that dude, bro, so that's why I got Jose winning. Maybe even late stoppage.
That's what kind of fight's going to be, too.
Yeah.
I told see who got more grit.
Yeah, because Taylor is no pushover. Taylor's no punk, so he'll bring it. He'll get down with Jose, but that'll be his downfall.
I want to see a lot more brawling than anything in that fight. I feel that's my opinion.
What does he expect in that matchup?
Que vas a estar en la cartelera del siglo con Ramirez. Tú puedes ver la pelea. ¿Qué tú esperas de esa pelea?
Bueno, creo que sin duda alguna tú sabes, va a ser una buena pelea. Ambos peleadores son campeones de lo mejor que hay en la división de las 140 libras ahora mismo, y creo que va a ser una buena pelea. No me sorprende cualquier cosa que pase en ese combate.
I think it's going to be a very close fight, a very tough fight. Both guys are incredible fighters, two of the best guys in the 140-pound division. And whatever happens in that fight, I won't be surprised because they're both great fighters.
What is he gonna look for in that fight? Just from both fighters, what is he gonna try and keep an eye out for?
¿Qué es lo que tú estás esperando? ¿Qué es lo que tú estás mirando en esa pelea? ¿Qué es lo que tú quieres ver de los boxeadores, cada boxeador?
Bueno, creo que tú sabes, todo el mundo conoce el estilo de Ramirez, con un peleador que siempre va al frente, tú sabes. Creo que Taylor se le podía complicar un poco por el estilo de Taylor, que es un boxeador que puede pelear a la distancia, puede pelear en la corte también, lo demostró cuando peleó con Regis Prograis. ¿Tú me entiendes? Y por eso creo que Taylor tiene un poquito más de ventaja.
He said, look, we all know what to expect from Ramirez. He's a strong fighter. He comes forward. You know, Taylor has shown he can move and he can box. He showed, great true grit against Regis Prograis. I think Taylor has a slight edge, but it's going to be tough. We got to see what happens.
You're going to take time out of your camp to watch the fight this weekend with Ramirez and Taylor?
Yeah, no.
Or are you the type to just focus on what you got going on?
No, I'm focused, but I definitely I want to check out that fight. We got two. There's gonna be a unified champion, and that's who given I'm not looking over tank or anything, but given everything goes as planned, that's the winner of that would be the person I'll be gunning for.
Who do you have in that fight?
I'm leaning with Ramirez just because the pressure he puts, but Taylor he's a great boxer, and he can present a lot of trouble to Ramirez.
A big fight here in Vegas over the weekend. Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor. Who do you see winning that fight?
Ramirez.
Why is that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, stylistically, it's the perfect fight for him. Taylor is a tremendous fighter. Excellent skills, but styles make fights, and I think Ramirez will be able to dictate the pace of the fight, and I think that he'll be able to impose his will. And in my opinion, he's the stronger fighter, and I think he'll have his hands raised at the end of the night.
Well, you know, it's funny though, because the bookies and whatnot, a lot of experts they're seeing Josh Taylor as the favorite in this because they feel.
Oh, is he the favorite?
He is.
Oh wow.
2-1 last time I checked.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be betting that. No. Ramirez, again, Garcia and them have done a tremendous job with refining some things with him. I see it, and he's a complete fighter. He's a complete fighter, and stylistically, because styles make fights. I think that his style will be. It's no secret to what he does, but he's very good at what he does. He's very good at what he does, and I think that'll be the difference in the fight. If Taylor thinks that he's just going to be able to kind of maneuver him and do all this, he's in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, because that's the thought, that he has better legs than Ramirez and a little bit better skill.
But a lot of times, you go in with a game plan, and then that shit flips upside down because you get hit on the hip. You know what I mean? You get hit on the hip. You get hit in the arm. You know what I mean? And it's a little hard to do this and a little hard to do that. And I think that Ramirez is going to be able to impose his will, and make for a very, very entertaining fight.
Make it a war.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think it'll be a good fight.
So, right, like Josh Taylor, you won't be able to turn it into a boxing match. It's going to be a war.
Yeah. I'm going to watch it.
Right.
I'm definitely going to watch it.